Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Gerald Henry. So I'm going to be starting a new channel today because if anyone has broken down vehicles around their home. So we got a couple of vehicles here. We got that truck over there, a couple of vehicles there, a couple over there. This Neon was actually broken down. Fixed it up pretty good. So in the short future I plan on pulling out this engine, getting out the engine, throw it back in, make a video on this, help encourage people to work on the vehicles around their home. I'm pretty sure there are people out there with vehicles just sitting around their house and they probably wish they could fix it. So I figure I started this channel to sell this vehicle, but I figured I made a couple of videos about the vehicle, might as well keep it going. There's an engine check light that came on, so we're gonna see what's going on with the vehicle. Right here we got a P0499, and then if we shuffle through the codes, that's only indicating that there are only two codes on this, 499. And then if we look up 499 indicates that there is a problem with the vent valve. Now the vent valve is also a part of another sensor, which is just going to be this part here. I actually ordered it about a week ago and this part came in. I changed it out earlier because I had to run into town, tried to buy a water barrel. But anyway, this is the old leak detection pump, but it is also a vent valve. So if we look back at the code P0499, it says there's a problem with the vent valve. So the vent valve is built into this leak detection pump, and the way it works is, so here is the component we changed out. This one it's a little dusty because my hands were dirty, but anyway, it's pretty simple. Two hoses and one plug. Switch it out. So when you pump fuel into the vehicle, it goes into the gas tank. Then as it fills up with fluid, the pressure builds up. It goes into the charcoal canister. That's where the pressure goes into the charcoal canister, goes into those rubber hoses, comes up here. The pressure comes in, the valve here opens up and the pressure goes out this hose and it comes out. This is a filter, so that's where the excess pressure escapes. But if this filter is clogged, if this vent valve is broken, or the charcoal canister is clogged up, and then the pressure is going to build up, and that's what causes the gas pump to keep clicking off when it is not actually full. So I changed out this sensor here, but as I was changing that out, I also noticed that the wiring to it was actually cut off. I don't know, around here the dogs and mice like to chew on things, so it looks like this part is chewed up, and I'm gonna have to get in here and cut out these wires individually and plug everything back in. So I don't know if you can see that, but if you get a closer look, if it focuses in, you can see that the wiring on here is actually color coded. The only wires that are really going to be the same color are going to be the ground wires, but the wires that have power are usually color coded. They are not the same color wire. All you're going to do is cut off some piece of wiring, and then you're going to connect them together with these little connectors here, pinch it together, and these ones are the type you can heat shrink. So where you connect it together, you're actually going to melt the ends so that the plastic shrinks over the wiring and it prevents any water from coming inside. Most of these little wires are going to be 18 gauge. So on here, if you can see that, there are certain numbers on here, and these are for the gauge wires. These little holes help pinch off the plastic insulation of the wire so that you don't actually harm the copper wire on the inside. Slide the connector right on. Grab something. It doesn't have to be a channel lock. It can be a plier. You're just going to pinch the connector out this portion here, and you want to use the blue part of the flame, so it, because the yellow part of the flame is going to leave a burned finish. The blue part of the flame does not make it all burnt. If you use the yellow part of the flame, it's going to leave a burn mark. You don't want to do that. I don't know if you can see it on this side. It already looks kind of black. Then just let it cool down. So as you can see, there are different lengths here. One thing that's going to help you when connecting it back together is cutting them all the same length. But remember, use the blue part of the flame so it leaves a good finish. You just want to melt the wire, you don't want to burn the wire. My family usually gives me a call about problems with their vehicles. Even the in-laws or a couple of friends call and say, hey, I got this problem with the vehicle. And I'm not going to say I know it all. I do not. The vehicles I have worked on, I know about those. The newer vehicles, 2012 on up, those are a little tricky. They're a lot more electrical. So, but the older vehicles, if anyone has a problem with them, you can leave a comment. I'll look it up, see what I can find out about your vehicle. It doesn't hurt to help one another out. When I went online or I try to ask certain people about it, they don't want to. It's actually complicated because people don't want to help each other out. It's kind of weird. And if you go online, you're not going to get any help either unless you pay for it. So I know the difficulty in having a problem trying to find an answer to it. But anyway, if anyone wants to leave a comment, something you can't figure out, leave me a comment. I'll look it up, give you my 2 cents on the problem. Oh, and when you're clamping down on these connectors, you want to be careful. You don't want to pinch through the pink insulation, exposing the metal portion of it. Kind of defeats the purpose, because when you melt the insulation, it actually holds the wires together. So you don't actually got to rely on just pinching the wires, the connector to the wire. There you go, all the wires are connected back together. So we're going to leave them separate, let them dry. I don't want to yank on it, move it around too much and pull everything apart. Once it dries up, the insulation gives a better hold on the wire, keeps the wires connected together. I'm going to start the vehicle. Engine check light is gone. So there you go. Looks like the problem is fixed. Before I go, I also had one more problem. The horn does not work. So I wanted to show some people out there a little trick to help them figure out what's going on. So in this case, we don't know if it's the horn, the wiring up to the horn, or if it's just the button on the steering wheel. So the vehicle doesn't need to be running. All we're going to do is go over here, check out the fuse box. Here's the horn relay, 4 relays down, which is going to be this relay here, 1 2 3 4. Unplug this, and what we're going to do is, you see on here there are some numbers, and we're going to take this little wire here and we're going to connect 30 to 87. Now, not all vehicles are the same, the numbers are different. So you're just going to touch these 2 wires here and see if the horn actually still works. There you go. So you know the wiring from here to the horn, and the horn itself is working. So we put the relay back in, push the horn again in the vehicle, so that helps narrow the search. What we just checked here indicates that there is power coming from the battery down to the horn. So there's no problem with the power. The horn has power, and all it needs is a connection to ground. So a ground wire would run from the relay, possibly over here. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But I know for this vehicle, it goes straight to the horn, and that ground wire does not have to run back to the battery. It just simply runs back to a metal portion of the frame of the vehicle. That completes the connection. So this completes ground. So there is something wrong with the ground wire, or there is something wrong with the horn on the steering wheel. So if anyone has that problem with their horn, I hope that helps someone out. And if you guys want to leave a comment, you have a problem with your vehicle, if it's between 2008 and 1990, I can help you out. Anything older, anything newer, I don't know, I don't have much experience in. I'll give you my 2 cents on the situation. I know how difficult it is to look online or to ask somebody. Everyone always wants a payment before they help each other, but hey, if you leave a comment, see if I can help you out. Thanks for watching.